All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We'll get started shortly. Just going to wait as people filter in. Welcome, welcome. We'll just give it another minute or two, and then we'll get started. Welcome. All right, we'll just wait another minute. Hello, hello. We'll start shortly. Okay, I think we can probably go ahead and get started. So hello, everybody, again. Thank you for coming. Happy to have you here. Welcome to Black Friday and beyond. My name is Madeline. I'm here with my lovely colleagues, Sebastian and Camila. Camila is helping us out with the tech today, and Sebastian and I are going to be talking about how to succeed in this big upcoming period for e-commerce. So we'll dive right in. Oh, first of all, here we are. Again, I'm Madeline. This is Sebastian. We both work on Yandex Ads Ecomm Plus. I work in content, and Sebastian is a growth manager. So glad to have you here with us. And here's just a little look at what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be diving into kind of the big numbers and insights about this upcoming season, what it means, and also some recommendations for budget, for KPIs, some strategy tips. Sebastian is going to then go a little deeper on ROAS and CPA strategies, how they work, what to expect, kind of some behind the scenes info. And then at the end, we'll have time for a Q&A. So if you have questions, feel free. So I'll jump right in. How are we going to win this season in e-commerce? First of all, I want to highlight, I think all of us in the industry know how big Black Friday is, but the numbers are still surprising, in my opinion. Last year, global online sales were almost 71 billion USD on Black Friday alone, which doesn't count Cyber Monday, which doesn't count the whole shopping period before and after. And it's the growth, the projected growth rate for this year is about 9% year-over-year growth. So we're looking at a very big season. Some other interesting insights about this upcoming season. So for almost half of advertisers, this whole holiday period, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, winter holidays, provide actually 30% of their annual sales. So it's a big slice of company budgets. Another interesting thing that I was intrigued to find out is that a quarter of shoppers actually start shopping for this season, for Black Friday and all the rest, as early as September. So, it's mid to late October now. We're well underway. So now is really the time to start getting seasonally ready. And then the conversion rate during this season, I think intuitively, we all probably know that conversion rates go up. But the amount that they go up is so wild. The average e-commerce conversion rate during Black Friday, Cyber Monday last year was 5%, which is 2 times the average e-commerce conversion rate for the rest of the year. So big opportunity. And finally, 80% of consumers enjoy that personalized experience when they are shopping online. And that's personalized ads, personalized marketing campaigns, site personalization, app personalization. So just something to keep in mind as you're working on your Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaigns. Now I want to cover some of the key dates, just so we're all talking about the same thing, for November and December. So first of all, Singles Day, which is November 11th. Singles Day is a sort of shopping holiday that started in China, and it's really grown all over the world. And last year, the estimated sales, as you can see on Singles Day, were $156 billion, which is massive, much bigger than Black Friday alone was actually. So that's something to keep an eye out for. It's coming up very quickly. And then, of course, Black Friday, which is November 29th this year. Between 2022 and 2023, there was an 8% year-over-year sales growth. And we're looking at the projected, as I mentioned earlier, the projected growth rate this year is 9%. So it's going to be another big year. And then Small Business Saturday, which is the 30th of November. This is a event that started in the US, but it's also taking off around the world. So something to keep an eye on. And then December. So first of all, something important to note is that Cyber Monday is actually in December this year. It's not always the case. So keep an eye on that for your budget allocations. And last year, Cyber Monday outdid Black Friday by a good 26%. So definitely a key date to remember. Other dates, Couples Day, which is sort of the counterpart to Singles Day. It's not as huge as Singles Day, but it's growing. So something to keep an eye on if you want to have some promotions on this front. The 21st is Winter Solstice. It's also Super Saturday. This Super Saturday is for in countries where like the Julian calendar Christmas is celebrated, Western Christmas. This is like a huge gift day, gift buying day. Sort of people's last ditch attempts. And then here we have the Western Christmas related holidays. I know we have some Serbian viewers today. So obviously in Serbia and other countries where Orthodox Christmas is more celebrated, that's January 7th this year. So all these dates get pushed a little later. And then New Year's Eve, of course, which we're going to talk about. There's some interesting New Year's shopping trends that we've noted, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So now I just want to talk about the big strategy insights that we have. And this is for all your ad channels, certainly for Yandex Ads Ecomm Plus, but also something to think about in all your other ad and marketing channels. This is really relevant for ad strategy in general. So we really, really recommend increasing your budget and decreasing your KPIs. There is a lot going on behind the scenes in the ad market this season. We're going to dive into what exactly and why we recommend this. So first of all, traffic obviously is way, way, way up during this season. Black Friday traffic, for example, just on Black Friday alone is 2 times that of a normal October day. And the more traffic you have, the more effective retargeting you can do. The more users you have to work with, and it's easier to push people down the funnel. They see your site once, you can retarget them again and again and again. And dormant users, people who visited your site earlier in the year, are ripe for being reactivated, for being pushed to convert. If they were waiting for a deal, waiting for the right time, waiting for the gifting season. So this is a great time to push your retargeting efforts. Next, as I mentioned before, conversion rates are way, way, way up. They can be 2 or even 3 times higher than usual. So to really capture this surge, both in traffic and in conversion rate, we really recommend increasing budget to take advantage of this. There's a lot of conversions on the table that you don't want to leave on the table. Now, this is an important point. This is the fierce competition factor of this season. And Sebastian's going to dive a little bit more into the details of this later. But essentially, the ad market is so flooded during this kind of season, promo season, that if you increase your budget and decrease your KPIs, it will do a couple things. First of all, it will give you the potential to gain more volume of users, more volume of conversions, more sales volume, etc. But also, everyone else is pushing more budget, pushing more ads. And in order to stay visible and for the system to win those ad auctions, you need to make sure that you're staying competitive. In order to stay competitive with all the other ad stuff going on, pushing budget and reducing your KPIs will make sure that your ads are actually getting seen and they're actually getting to users. So staying competitive and visible is really crucial in this season. And finally, the high purchase intent of this season. This is the time to capitalize on it. People are on your site to buy. They're looking for deals. They're looking for personal offers. It requires a lot less push than it does the rest of the year to get people to convert. So that's another reason why we really recommend. Now, as for specifics of what we recommend, both for budget and for KPIs, I'll start with budget. So we're in October, as you know. In October, we already recommend pushing your budget by, depending on, the specifics of your site, 30 to 50%. So there's a couple of reasons for this. One is, as we already mentioned, people are shopping early, so you can capitalize on early shoppers. But also, if you start increasing your budget now, you can build momentum, especially if you're working with retargeting solution like Yandex Ads Ecomm Plus or other retargeting solutions. If you start gaining traffic now, you'll be able to retarget that audience when the time is most right, when your promos are live, when your deals are live. So that's the recommendation for October. For November, depending on your brand's past performance, we recommend increasing your budget by 2 to even 5x. Couple reasons for this. Obviously, Black Friday is in this month and the huge push goes on in November. Purchase intent is the highest. Traffic is the highest. If you keep a high budget, it will keep you competitive. And in November, ads can actually be up to 43% more expensive than in other months because of that competition. So keeping your budget up ensures that you are getting seen and getting clicked on and getting conversions. For December, so we recommend keeping that high budget in December. This obviously depends on geo. If you're in a country where where Christmas isn't celebrated very widely, it might not be as relevant to keep it as high. But in countries where either Christmas, Western Christmas or Orthodox Christmas, are celebrated, we recommend keeping it high because there's so much purchasing going on in this season. And also Cyber Monday is in December this year. So it's a huge e-commerce time. So definitely capitalize on that. And then finally, New Year. So in countries with Orthodox Christmas, January 7th, definitely keep a little boost going to get that those last minute conversions. But also, we've encountered this interesting trend of self-gifting around New Year's. And from December 26th to January 4th, self-gifting accounts for over 55% of shopping, e-commerce shopping, which probably has to do with New Year's resolutions, sort of self-improvement, self-help. So could be good if your products are something that could be related to self-gifting. It would be good to push a little budget just there. Okay, and on to KPI recommendations. Across the board, we recommend for this period about a 30 to 40% change in KPIs. So if you are working with a ROAS strategy, we recommend decreasing your target ROAS by 30 to 40%. CPA strategy, increasing your target CPA by 30 to 40%. And again, Sebastian's going to dive a little deeper into ROAS and CPA and how this all works shortly. And to sum up what you can kind of expect if you make these KPI adjustments, first of all, expanded reach. You are going to simply reach more users. Point 2 is relevant for us, for Yandex Ads Ecomm Plus, because we are a results, you only pay for results platform. You will only be paying when you actually get conversions. So you can increase your ad budget, reduce your KPIs, but still there's not a risk because you're still only paying when you get conversions. Certainly the potential for higher performance in terms of conversions, revenue, and more new user acquisition. So this is because of how ad engines work, if you have very sort of high target KPIs, the system is going to target the sort of low-hanging fruit of users. It's going to focus on especially retargeting, which tend to be easier to convert. But if you give more room to breathe in terms of KPIs, you're more likely to be able to get new users, convert new users, which once you have new users, then you can start to build their lifetime value. You can push them down the loyalty funnel. So that's a great potential outcome of KPI differences. Okay, so sort of a summary of what's going on in the ad world during this peak period. Increased traffic, for one. The traffic has much higher shopping intent. Your click-through rate is going to probably go up. Your conversion rates are probably going to go up. Average order value tends to go up. Gift buying, people buying kind of the big ticket items that they've been waiting for deals and coupons to purchase. Competition increases, which leads to 0.7, the ad impression cost increases. It costs more to get your ads seen. And if you leave your target KPIs and your budgets as they were before the promo season started, it's going to really limit your growth potential in this period. And now I'm going to hand it over to Sebastian. He is going to run us through kind of an example of how this can play out.
Cool. Thank you, Madeline. Hi, everybody. So just to go through this simple example, it's meant to be a ad industry or ad kind of landscape example. So if we go through the first row, we see it's the normal day. We're getting maybe 5 million impressions on that case. This is like normal days without any changes to your budget or KPIs. Then row numbers, the second row, we see that then basically once a promotion period starts, if you don't change your KPIs, your impressions are gonna go down, because as per point number 7, ad impressions, they increase. So the number of impressions that are able to be won is gonna decrease organically, right? So nonetheless, promotion periods, they tend to improve your KPIs. That's a given. So of course, technically, you don't really need to change any of the KPIs. Just go with it. But as per point number 8, there's going to be a growth limitation. It's going to hit a cap. So the recommendation is that by changing the KPIs, in this case, row number 3, we see that the CPA has been increased to $15 as an example, which brings the impression up again to 5 million, allowing us to take advantage of the higher CTR, the higher conversion rate as well, and the higher average order value, thus increasing the number of orders. So again, the sort of mindset that we're recommending here is focusing on volumes, because you want to take advantage of these better metrics, the conversion rates, the CTR, and so on. So it's a period where you don't want to lose by not kind of playing around with your KPI and budget levels. The last row number 4, is kind of highlighting again, just increasing further the CPA at a $20 in this case. Then it increases further impressions, thus giving us more acquisition numbers in total and more revenue as well. And all in all, it kind of just highlights that example of how the peak shopping periods tend to react, especially if you don't change your KPIs and your budget accordingly. Then just to do a quick deep dive with regards to the 2 strategies that we offer here with Yandex Ads Ecomm Plus, ROAS and CPA billing. So ROAS, in a simple way, it's focusing on revenue rather than volumes, right? So it's return on ad spend, which again, it's focusing on revenue rather than volume. So as a simple example, if you've got a ROAS 4, it means that you're getting $4 in revenue for every $1 spent, right? So it's a strategy that allows you to have a better return, in other words, to your ad spend. And of course, it's going to be enabling or ensuring that you're always getting a margin or a return, as opposed to CPA, when in certain cases, if you've got a very different price point in your products, some very expensive, some very cheap products, then CPA might not be the best option. And then ROAS comes into play in this case. When it comes to formulas, there's a couple formulas that you can use to calculate your ROAS. Revenue divided cost. The other one, if you've got the CPA, let's say you work on a CPA already, the recommended way of starting with a ROAS is always to start off with the same CPA level. So in this case, we're using CPA. So average order value divided by CPA, and that will give you the target ROAS that you would want to start off with. In general, when you want to start off with ROAS, we recommend that you start off with a benchmark that is similar to one that we are using now. So right now we're pushing paid display advertisement. In this case, if you've got other display channels, that could be used as a benchmark for your ROAS target. If you don't have any of those, please reach out to your account manager. We will help find a way to get you that good benchmark ROAS to start off with. In terms of CPA, cost per acquisition, very simple. It's been around for quite a while in the industry. This one focuses on volumes, right? So we're basically paying a specific amount per conversion. In the example that we listed here, if the CPA were 5 and we get you a conversion, then the cost would be 5, right? As I mentioned before, it's not the best strategy when you've got a very different price point of items in your website, but otherwise, it's a perfect one to just start off with, very kind of performance focused. There is also 2 formulas to calculate CPA, which is cost over conversion numbers, and then the other one tied to the ROAS. So similar to the previous one, where it's average order value divided ROAS. Similar to ROAS, again, CPA benchmarks, also from the same sort of channels, display ads. So we wanna compare kind of apples to apples, not compare in terms of competition, because as you know, Yandex Ads Ecomm Plus is more of a complementary channel, but compare in terms of they're the same ad format, so we can kind of use the same benchmark. Finally, in terms of the strategy, this is just a quick kind of comparison table. They're going through the same points that I mentioned already. I want to highlight the last point for ROAS, which is the billing. So the way the billing works when you run on a ROAS strategy is revenue divided by the ROAS delivered. This is calculated per conversion, so each conversion separately. And like I mentioned before, it's a great strategy to ensure that the ML, the machine learning algorithm in our case, is delivering on higher price point items. So it's ensuring that it's delivering higher revenue to your business. This all depends on your strategy in general, whether you're looking to grow more on volume size or grow more on the revenue side of things. So if you've got any questions, again, please let your account manager know. We'll be happy to help out as much as possible.
For sure. And this deck, I know it's a lot of information to take in all at once. So everyone will receive a copy of this deck after the webinar if you want to look through it with a little more time. So that's it. So Q&A. If anyone has any questions about the upcoming promo period, about ROAS strategy, about CPA strategy, now's the time. Feel free. Just going to make sure that I can see the chat and the Q&A function in case anyone has questions. And we'll wait a little bit here just to make sure. Let's see. Feel free. Give it another few seconds in case anyone's typing. Okay, it looks like we can wrap up. Hopefully this means we were super, super clear. And again, if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to your account manager. We're always happy to help. And the lovely Camila just sent, if anyone wants to check out our LinkedIn, or there's some sort of basic info on our website. Probably most of you have already seen it. Thanks, Kobe. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here. And as I said, you will receive a copy of the deck afterwards to review. So have a great day. Good luck. And we will meet again.
Bye, everybody.